The radio telescope at the Atacama Large Millimeter Array in Chile hummed with an unusual intensity on that crisp autumn morning. Dr. Marcus Rodriguez leaned forward, his weathered hands gripping the edge of the console, eyes wide with disbelief. The pattern emerging on his screens was unlike anything he had witnessed in his 30-year career of searching for extraterrestrial intelligence. "Elena," he called out to his research partner, his voice a mixture of excitement and apprehension, "you need to see this." Elena Kovac, a brilliant quantum physicist from Croatia, rushed to the monitoring station. The complex array of frequencies and mathematical sequences dancing across the screen defied conventional understanding. It wasn't random noise, nor was it a natural celestial signal. Something intelligent was trying to communicate. The signal had first appeared at 3:47 Universal Time Coordinated, precisely timed and incredibly structured. Unlike previous potential alien transmissions that were typically weak and ambiguous, this communication was crystal clear, almost as if it were deliberately designed to be understood. Global communication networks began to buzz. The International Space Exploration Consortium was immediately convened, bringing together the world's top scientific minds from every continent. Preliminary analysis suggested the signal originated from a region of space near the Ophiuchus constellation, an area previously believed to be relatively unremarkable. Dr. Ayesha Patel, the lead communications expert from the Indian Space Research Organization, worked tirelessly to decode the mathematical sequences. "It's not just a message," she explained during an emergency global briefing, "it's a complex mathematical language that seems to transcend our current understanding of communication." The signal contained intricate geometric patterns, prime number sequences, and what appeared to be astronomical coordinates. But embedded within these technical components was something more profound, a sense of intention, of deliberate outreach. Military installations worldwide went on high alert. The United Nations Security Council held emergency sessions, balancing between scientific curiosity and potential planetary defense strategies. No one knew if this was a peaceful communication or a prelude to something more threatening. At the Quantum Research Center in Tokyo, Dr. Hiroshi Tanaka developed specialized algorithms to cross-reference the signal with historical astronomical data. His team discovered something extraordinary: similar, though much fainter, signals had been detected sporadically over the past decade, always dismissed as statistical anomalies or equipment errors. "This is no coincidence," Dr. Tanaka explained during a live-streamed global conference. "These signals have been subtle probes, testing our technological capabilities. And now, they've decided we're ready for direct communication." The scientific community was divided. Some saw this as humanity's greatest moment of potential cosmic connection. Others warned of potential existential risks. Military strategists began developing contingency plans, while philosophers and sociologists debated the potential cultural and psychological impact of confirmed extraterrestrial intelligence. As days passed, the signal continued. It didn't repeat exactly but evolved, presenting new layers of complexity. Quantum computers around the world worked non-stop, attempting to unravel its mysteries. Each decryption revealed more questions than answers. What did these beings want? Were they observing, testing, or genuinely attempting to establish contact? The mathematical precision suggested a civilization far more advanced than human technology, yet the very act of communication implied a desire for mutual understanding. Dr. Rodriguez and Elena worked around the clock, their personal lives temporarily suspended. The magnitude of their potential discovery was too significant to allow for normal routine. Every breakthrough, every deciphered fragment of the transmission, could fundamentally alter humanity's understanding of its place in the universe. As the global community watched and waited, one thing became increasingly clear: humanity stood at the precipice of its most significant moment. The first truly unambiguous communication from an intelligence beyond Earth was unfolding, and no one knew where it would lead. The cosmic silence that had defined human existence was about to be shattered, one mathematical sequence at a time. 2 weeks after the initial signal, the world had transformed. What was once a speculative scientific curiosity had become a global obsession. The Quantum Research Center in Tokyo had become the epicenter of humanity's most ambitious decryption effort in history. Dr. Hiroshi Tanaka stood before a massive holographic display, his normally composed demeanor betraying a mix of exhaustion and exhilaration. Surrounding him was an international team of the world's most brilliant minds, linguists, mathematicians, quantum physicists, and cryptographers, all working towards a singular goal: understanding the extraterrestrial message. The signal is not just a communication, Tanaka explained to his colleagues, it's a complex, multi-layered puzzle. Each decryption reveals another layer of complexity. Elena Kovac, who had joined the team from Chile, manipulated holographic projections with precise neural link gestures. Geometric patterns morphed and shifted, revealing intricate mathematical relationships that seemed to defy traditional computational logic. "Look here," she pointed, highlighting a series of quantum entanglement patterns. These sequences suggest a form of communication that exists simultaneously across multiple dimensional states. It's as if the message is designed to be understood only when viewed from multiple perspectives. The global response had been unprecedented. Governments had temporarily set aside geopolitical differences, pooling resources and expertise. The United Nations had established a special task force, the Extraterrestrial Communication and Research Initiative, ECRI, with unprecedented funding and authority. Military installations worldwide remained on high alert. Satellite networks were repurposed, their sensors focused on the Ophiuchus constellation. Every telescope, every radio array, every quantum detection system was now part of a global network dedicated to understanding the alien signal. Dr. Marcus Rodriguez, working from a secure facility in the Atacama Desert, had developed a revolutionary quantum mapping algorithm. His breakthrough allowed the team to visualize the signal not just as a linear communication, but as a three-dimensional mathematical landscape. "It's like they're teaching us a new language," Rodriguez explained during a secure video conference. But this language isn't just about words. It's about understanding fundamental cosmic principles. The most startling discovery came from an unexpected source. Dr. Ayesha Patel noticed a recurring mathematical sequence that seemed to correlate with fundamental physical constants: the speed of light, Planck's constant, gravitational forces. It was as if the signal contained embedded information about the universe's most basic structural principles. "They're not just communicating," Patel argued during a heated research discussion, "they're providing a key to understanding reality itself." Global reaction was mixed. Scientific communities were electrified, seeing this as humanity's greatest intellectual challenge. Religious leaders struggled to reconcile their theological frameworks with the possibility of extraterrestrial intelligence. Philosophical debates erupted about the nature of consciousness, communication, and humanity's place in the cosmos. Conspiracy theorists had a field day, flooding social media with wild interpretations. Governments worked overtime to manage public perception, releasing carefully curated information to prevent panic. The most significant breakthrough came unexpectedly. During a routine cross-referencing of the signal with astronomical data, the team discovered something extraordinary. The mathematical sequences contained what appeared to be coordinates, not just of space, but of time. "It's a map," Elena whispered, her eyes wide with realization. But a map of what? As the team continued their work, an unsettling feeling began to permeate their research. The signal was more than just a message. It felt like an invitation. Or perhaps, a test. The quantum computers continued their endless calculations, each resolution bringing humanity closer to a moment of unprecedented revelation. Whatever was waiting at the end of this cosmic puzzle, one thing was certain: nothing would remain the same. The universe had spoken. And humanity was finally ready to listen. The first physical manifestation of the alien communication arrived exactly 37 days after the initial signal. It wasn't a spacecraft, nor was it a traditional form of contact that anyone had anticipated. At precisely 1423 Universal Time Coordinated, a series of quantum anomalies began appearing simultaneously across multiple global locations: the Atacama Desert in Chile, the Large Hadron Collider in Switzerland, the Quantum Research Center in Tokyo, and a remote research station in Antarctica. Dr. Elena Kovac was the first to detect the spatial distortion. What appeared to be a shimmering, translucent membrane began to form within the primary research chamber. It wasn't solid, nor was it entirely energy, it existed in a state that defied conventional physics. "It's responding to our decryption efforts," Dr. Hiroshi Tanaka observed, his voice a mixture of scientific excitement and profound unease. The quantum sensors went wild, capturing data that would take years to fully analyze. The global scientific community watched in real time as the anomalies stabilized. Each location experienced a similar phenomenon, a three-dimensional projection that seemed to be constructed entirely of mathematical equations and geometric patterns. Dr. Aisha Patel, analyzing the Antarctic station's data, made a startling discovery. "These aren't just random projections," she reported during an emergency global conference. "They're computational matrices. It's as if they're constructing something, or testing something." Military installations worldwide went into maximum alert. Governments scrambled to understand the nature of these quantum intrusions. The United Nations Security Council convened an emergency session, with representatives from every major nation participating via secure quantum encrypted channels. At the Atacama facility, Dr. Marcus Rodriguez noticed something extraordinary. The quantum anomaly began to interact with the research equipment, not destructively, but in a way that seemed almost collaborative. Sophisticated algorithms embedded within the anomalous projection started to interface with their most advanced computing systems. "It's like a handshake," Rodriguez muttered, watching in awe as complex computational processes began to synchronize between human technology and the alien projection. "They're not invading. They're communicating." The global population watched with a mixture of fear and fascination. Social media exploded with theories, live streams captured every moment, and the world held its collective breath. Dr. Elena Kovac made the most significant observation. The quantum anomalies were creating a network, not just between the research locations, but seemingly extending beyond Earth's immediate space. It was as if a complex, multidimensional communication grid was being established. "They're creating a bridge," she explained to her colleagues. "Not just of communication, but of understanding." The mathematical sequences that had initially puzzled researchers now began to make sense. They weren't just a message, they were instructions. Complex, multi-layered instructions that seemed to be guiding humanity towards something profound. Government officials and military strategists argued about potential threats. Scientific communities debated the philosophical implications. Religious leaders struggled to interpret this new reality. But beneath all the speculation, there was an undeniable sense of anticipation. Humanity stood at the threshold of something unprecedented, a true convergence with an intelligence far beyond their current understanding. As the quantum anomalies continued their intricate dance across global research sites, one question burned in everyone's mind: what happens next? The universe had been silent for so long. And now, it was finally speaking. And humanity was learning to listen. The quantum anomalies had transformed global scientific infrastructure overnight. What began as a mysterious communication had evolved into something far more complex, a systematic upgrade of human technological capabilities. At the International Aerospace Defense Command, IADC, in Colorado, General Catherine Reyes watched the quantum network expand. Her distinguished career had prepared her for countless scenarios, but nothing could have readied her for this moment of unprecedented planetary transformation. "The technological leap is exponential," Dr. Marcus Rodriguez explained during a high-security briefing. Holographic displays showed intricate networks of quantum connections spreading across the globe, each node representing a research facility that had been touched by the alien communication. The alien instructions were unlike any technological transfer humanity had ever experienced. They weren't simply providing blueprints or scientific formulas. Instead, they were fundamentally restructuring human understanding of physics, computational science, and energy manipulation. Quantum computers that previously took months to solve complex problems now generated solutions in milliseconds. Energy generation technologies saw unprecedented breakthroughs. Materials science was revolutionized as new molecular structures became comprehensible. Dr. Elena Kovac discovered something even more remarkable. The quantum network was adaptive, continuously learning and evolving based on human interaction. It's not just teaching us, she told her colleagues, it's collaborating with us. Global defense systems underwent a complete transformation. Traditional missile defense networks were replaced by quantum-entangled protection grids that could predict and neutralize potential threats before they materialized. Satellite networks became intelligent, self-repairing systems that could communicate and coordinate with unprecedented efficiency. Dr. Hiroshi Tanaka's team at the Quantum Research Center developed the first quantum adaptive defense algorithm. Unlike previous defensive technologies that relied on reactive strategies, this new system could anticipate and neutralize threats through probabilistic prediction models that seemed to bend the very fabric of spacetime. "We're no longer just defending," General Reyes noted during a classified briefing, "we're evolving our entire concept of planetary security." The most significant advancement came in energy technologies. Dr. Aisha Patel revealed a breakthrough in zero-point energy extraction, a theoretical concept that had been dismissed as impossible for decades. The alien communication had provided the missing computational models that made sustainable, near-infinite energy a reality. But not everyone viewed these developments positively. Political tensions emerged as nations grappled with the implications of these technological gifts. Who controlled this new technology? How would it be distributed? The potential for global power shifts was immense. Underground research facilities worked around the clock, attempting to understand the deeper motivations behind this unprecedented technological transfer. Was this a test? A preparation for something larger? The alien communication remained tantalizingly ambiguous. Military strategists developed new protocols. Traditional warfare concepts became obsolete. The nature of global security was being rewritten in real time, with quantum adaptive defense systems that could respond to threats across multiple dimensional planes. As the quantum network continued to expand, humanity found itself at a crossroads. The technological leap was so profound that social structures, economic systems, and global power dynamics were fundamentally changing. "We're not just receiving technology," Dr. Rodriguez reflected during a private moment with Elena Kovac. "We're being prepared for something." But prepared for what? The universe seemed to be holding its breath, waiting for humanity's next move. The convergence was just beginning. The quantum network had been growing for months, transforming human civilization in ways no one could have predicted. But nothing could have prepared them for what was about to happen. On a crisp autumn morning, exactly 127 days after the first signal, everything changed. Dr. Elena Kovac was the first to detect the anomaly. The quantum network, which had been a passive communication system, suddenly pulsed with an intensity that overwhelmed every sensor and monitoring device globally. "It's initiating a full data transfer," she shouted to her colleagues at the Quantum Research Center. The holographic displays erupted with cascading mathematical sequences, geometric patterns that seemed to breathe with an almost living intelligence. Dr. Hiroshi Tanaka watched in astonishment as the data streams coalesced into something more than information. They were forming a narrative, a cosmic history that humanity was about to witness. The global communication networks went silent. Every screen, every display, every quantum-linked device began to project the same extraordinary visualization. It was a history unlike anything humanity had ever imagined. The images revealed a universe far more complex than human understanding. Civilizations that had risen and fallen across millions of light-years, cosmic migrations, fundamental conflicts between different forms of intelligence that transcended biological limitations. General Catherine Reyes, watching from the International Aerospace Defense Command, realized they were witnessing something profound. This wasn't just a message. It was a test. A final examination of humanity's readiness. The revelation unfolded in layers. Humanity learned that they were not the first civilization to be contacted, nor would they be the last. The quantum network was a cosmic filter, a method of evaluating emerging intelligent species. Dr. Ayesha Patel discovered the most shocking detail. The technological upgrades, the quantum communications, the defensive systems, they were all part of a larger process. A preparation. "We're being evaluated," she whispered, her voice trembling. "Not just as a technological species, but as a potential cosmic participant." The images showed other civilizations that had failed this test. Some had destroyed themselves. Others had been found unworthy and quarantined. A select few had been allowed to join a broader cosmic community. Dr. Marcus Rodriguez noticed a pattern. The test wasn't about technological advancement alone. It was about adaptability, cooperation, and the potential for collective growth. As the revelation continued, humanity watched in collective silence. The quantum network had transformed from a communication system to a mirror, reflecting their deepest potential and most significant challenges. Political boundaries dissolved. Economic systems became irrelevant. For the first time in human history, the entire species was united in a single moment of understanding. The final sequence of the revelation was both a warning and an invitation. Humanity stood at a crossroads. The technological gifts they had received were not a gift, but a challenge. Prove your worth. Evolve. Unite. Or face the consequences of cosmic isolation. As the last mathematical sequence faded, a simple message remained. The next step is yours. The universe waited. 50 years had passed since the initial quantum revelation. Humanity had transformed beyond recognition, yet the fundamental challenge remained. The Global Unity Council convened in New Geneva, a city built as a testament to human collaboration. Dr. Elena Kovac, now in her 70s, stood as the primary advisor, a living bridge between the old world and the new. "We are not the same species we were before the revelation," she told the assembled global representatives. The quantum network had fundamentally altered human society. National boundaries had dissolved. Economic systems had been redesigned. Technology and cooperation had become the primary currencies of human existence. Dr. Hiroshi Tanaka's grandson, Dr. Kenji Tanaka, presented the latest findings from the Cosmic Potential Assessment Project. Humanity had been steadily preparing, developing technologies and social structures that demonstrated their readiness for broader cosmic participation. The quantum network continued to evolve, presenting ongoing challenges and opportunities. It was no longer just a communication system but a living framework that tested humanity's collective intelligence. General Catherine Reyes, now the senior strategic advisor to the Global Unity Council, understood the stakes. The cosmic test was ongoing, and failure was not an option. "We've learned that technological advancement means nothing without collective wisdom," she explained during a critical briefing. The military-industrial complex that once dominated human civilization had been replaced by a global collaborative research network. Dr. Ayesha Patel's research had revealed the true nature of the cosmic evaluation. It wasn't about individual achievement, but about species-level cooperation, empathy, and potential for growth. The quantum network had become humanity's greatest challenge and most powerful tool. It continuously presented scenarios, complex ethical and technological challenges that required global consensus and innovative thinking. Asteroid mining operations now extended throughout the solar system. Sustainable energy technologies had solved global environmental challenges. Space exploration had become a collective human endeavor, with research stations on Mars and lunar bases functioning as unified human outposts. Dr. Marcus Rodriguez, in his final research paper before retirement, summarized their journey: "We were not chosen. We chose ourselves." The final test approached. The quantum network began to generate increasingly complex scenarios. Global challenges that required unprecedented levels of cooperation, technological innovation, and philosophical understanding. As the representatives of the Global Unity Council deliberated, a new transmission began to form. The quantum network was preparing its ultimate evaluation. "This is our moment," Elena Kovac said, her eyes reflecting decades of preparation. "This is why we were given this opportunity." The universe watched. Humanity stood at its greatest crossroads. Ready to prove its worth.